Well, today we've got Paul Smith, so it's nice to see you back at East End Park, Paul.
Thanks very much.
It's been, well, maybe a while since you've been here as a player, but I've been here in another capacity.
Yeah, I was back with the B team, as they call them, through here. Back with Wraith Rovers maybe 3 years ago, last time I was here.
When you signed for us, it was Jim Leishman that signed you from Motherwell.
Yeah.
And you'd previously played with the Rovers.
You're not going to mention that too much.
So that was September 1988.
That's right, yeah. Long time ago.
It was. So what made you come to Dunfermline? Because Motherwell were in the Premier League then, weren't they?
Yeah, I've been playing regularly with Motherwell at the time, and I dropped out of the team for a couple of weeks, and Jim made an inquiry to see if I would like to come along. And obviously I knew quite a few of the players at Dunfermline. I liked what Jim said, so I was enticed to come here.
Was he a good persuader?
Very much so, very much so. I think we all know that. So no, it was great to come, and great times with the club.
Because that season we ended up winning promotion to the Premier League. Yeah. And I think you made your debut against Queen of the South here at East End. Yeah. And your first goal was against Ayr United, and a home win as well. But when you were with the Rovers, you were playing as a striker. Yeah,
I signed as a striker here as well. Obviously at the Rovers and Motherwell was a striker, and I came here, but goals were quite hard to come by for me. And Jim dropped me back into midfield, and I played the rest of my career in there. So it was, as I say, Ross Jack and obviously John Watson at that time were a formidable partnership as well. So I dropped back in there with like Sir Amy Farningham and Davy Irons. So it was a great team and a great team spirit there.
You were probably, I would say, in the fans' eyes, as known as a combative midfielder. You worked hard.
Competitive midfielder. Yeah. No, that was part. As I say, I dropped back into midfield, so I had to learn the position, and playing with certain different players at that time, Craig Robertson, Amy Farningham. So we were a good strong team at that time, and I think in the wider areas with the likes of maybe later on with Ian McCall's and Mark Smith's, my job was to go and win the ball and pass it on to the wider players to go and play.
Did you enjoy playing in midfield?
I loved it. Yeah, absolutely loved it. As I say, it was a big change from being the glory as a striker scoring the goals. But no, I enjoyed when I dropped back there. And I still scored a few goals. Still scored over 100 odd goals. So it was as I learned the position, I probably started to get a few more goals after that.
Because at that time, Ian Munro was here as Leish's assistant.
Yeah.
So what was it like playing under them? I mean, we all know what Leish is like. And he's a great motivator.
Yeah.
Was the coaching then done by Ian Munro?
Yeah, Ian did take I think Jim actually gets a wee bit of injustice about just a motivator. He was more than a motivator. I think Jim's great strength was that he brought players in that he knew would fit into the system, fits into the football club. So I think saying that Ian did take most of the coaching, and Jim obviously picked the team and did the tactics. So I think it's a wee bit unjust in Jim when people say that about him. Don't tell him I said that though.
Well, you better watch what he says to you today. I mean, as you say, you played along in midfield alongside Davy Irons and Craig Robertson, and I think we had a thing then. There was a few Smiths played for us. Yeah,
there was Mark Smith, Trevor Smith, and the late Bobby Smith. So there was 4 of us playing in the team at that time.
Yeah.
So it was. I think actually on one occasion it was Mark Smith got booked, and it came down as myself, and I got suspended because it was Mark's booking. But it was great, and the travelling, and Stuart Beattie and Bobby Smith was just a wonderful guy, and it was a great football club. And it's the best time of my career was in that 88 period, 89.
Was
it was fantastic. Oh, without doubt. Just with a group of boys, and obviously Big Norrie fits in everywhere. But that was the most enjoyable time of my football career.
Better than the second period that you were here.
Yeah, definitely. Not a huge difference, but certainly I think Jim brought everything. he was obviously the leader, the boss, and he got us the best change room I've ever been in.
Right. Very good. That season, the last 2 years, it was quite close that season to get promotion. And we drew the last 2 games of that season, and the final game was against Meadowbank.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a nail-biting game.
Yeah, we probably should have had the league wrapped up maybe a week or 2 weeks before that, but as you say, we slipped up, and it all came down to the last game out there against Meadowbank. Falkirk were up at Forfar, and we were actually banned Big Jim from the press for that week. We wouldn't let him do any press because he was doing his aeroplanes down the side of the track. So we banned him from the press. We tried to keep it very low key, and we came into the game, and it's Meadowbank have obviously scored. At that time we knew that Falkirk were leading, so at that time we weren't going up, and then obviously Big John popped up with a goal. And probably very fitting because John had a fantastic career at Dunfermline, so I think it was really fitting that John got the goal that took us up.
Yeah, it was good. And great celebrations.
Fantastic. It's one of those nights you'll never ever forget.
Yeah.
So too many stories to tell.
Well, you could always tell.
No, it was great because I think we went back to Norrie and John's pub to start off with, and just moved around the town. But the whole place was absolutely buzzing. The support at that time was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, because there was huge crowds.
Huge crowds in those days. We're getting 8,000-9,000 crowds, and it was just a great way to finish the season.
And then, unfortunately, during that close season, we lost Gary Riddle.
Yeah.
So that probably put a bit of a damper on things for the next
season. Actually, we went to Tenerife that year, and I roomed with Big Gary, and Gary was obviously staying in Dunfermline. So obviously a good changing room, but I didn't really know Gary that well. And obviously I roomed with him in Tenerife on the holiday, and obviously we lost him in the close season, which was a real shame.
Yeah. Because it was devastating.
It was devastating, yeah, very much so.
And
I think everybody forgets about Gary because obviously the Norrie situation as well. So I think a lot of people do forget about that.
Yeah.
He was just a lovely big bloke.
He was.
Yeah,
he was lovely. He was.
Yeah.
It was really good. So the next season you were in the Premier League, and you at least went out again and signed these players such as George Boyle and Jimmy Nicholl, Doug Rugby. And you had a new midfield partner in Stuart Rafferty.
Stuart Raff, yeah. Raff, another one. Raff had obviously played against him a good few times up at Dundee, and a good professional. I don't think some of the fans possibly took to him, but I think he did a great job at the club.
He was probably one of those players that's a player's player.
Yeah, very much so. Probably a wee bit like myself. He probably, as I say, we were probably one of the first two in the team sheet most weeks.
Yeah.
And again, another partnership because Craig had probably moved on to Aberdeen at that time, and Stuart Raff came in at that time.
Yeah, and then we've signed Cosma as well. Yeah,
that's fine. Yeah, that probably changed the way the club were going because at that time it was very much everybody was sort of on the same wages. This fan came in and obviously a quality player, but that changed. Scottish football was sort of starting to change at that time, and Isfan was obviously one of the first foreigners to come in.
What was he like to play with?
He was good. He was a fantastic player. A really good, technically gifted football player, and a really nice lad as well. And he certainly fitted into a change of culture for him coming from Hungary, but he certainly fitted into the change room really well.
So did he understand Leash?
No. I think Isfan was the only one that when we did pre-season he was allowed to miss quite a bit of the running. So the rest of us were running up hills and sand dunes, and Isfan somehow got away with that. You mentioned George Boyle as well. George was for me would have been was obviously a very good player, but I think he would have been up there as well. He was just really unfortunate with these injuries he picked up. Because I think George would have probably got a big move down south. So it was a shame for him. He still had a good career, but I think he's the knee injury probably hindered him quite a bit. Yeah,
and I think the way things happened, it kind of turned the fans against him eventually, whereas it probably wouldn't have if things hadn't happened the way they had done.
Yes, very much so. Yeah.
Which was a pity, really.
It was a shame for both sides, for the football club and for George as well.
Yeah. So in the Premier League, how did you enjoy that? Going back in the Premier League, that's
Yeah, I think we finished 6th. Am I right in saying that? The first season up. We started off really well. We started. There was a real enthusiasm about the squad. A couple of new fresh players, and as you said earlier there, and we started really well. We're up near the top end of the league. I could be right in saying I think we went top of the league at Motherwell. Yeah, I think and then I think we hit the Christmas stage, and a wee bit maybe tiredness kicked in, and we struggled towards the end of the season. But we got over the line. The job was to stay up, and we certainly did that. And again, a lot of that was certainly down to Jim.
Yeah, and you got to the Scotland Cup semi-final,
yeah.
But lost obviously to Rangers.
Well, that was Jim's fault because he actually left me and Stuart Rafferty out that day. I'm still waiting for an explanation. I've asked him many a time. So he left me and Stuart Rafferty out that day, and I think we played Rangers on the Saturday here. The following Saturday, and we both came back in, and I think we drew with Rangers that Saturday. Yeah. So that was a disappointment.
So you proved the point.
No, it was just disappointing to miss out in that game.
Yeah.
So, and maybe one day I'll get the explanation from Jim.
You maybe thought you would get through the semi, then we'd get through the semi-final. You
keep me for the final. I was probably on a booking.
And as you say, we stayed up. So, and then the next close season, we obviously had the upheaval.
Yeah.
What happened to Jim leaving, and then Ian Monroe kind of taking over. So how did that affect the players?
We were actually over in Ireland at the time. We were in pre-season at Ireland, and we sort of knew something was happening because Jim obviously wasn't over, and Ian was over there with Phil Bonneman taking the training, and then we heard word that the board were trying to move Jim up the stairs, the director of football role, and Ian was going to become manager. So at that time I think Ian was flying back and forward every day back to the football club, and I've got to say it's probably the drunkest pre-season I've ever had. We were left to our own devices for a week, so it wasn't the usual pre-season. So as I say, that happened. Ian came in, and it was disappointing, I think, because obviously Jim's obviously the legend of Dunfermline, and it was big boots for Ian to fill. Ian was a fantastic coach, a great coach, but certainly maybe missed out on certainly Jim's man management skills.
And I think it probably the fans really didn't take to Ian very well at all because of what happened, and it was quite not a very good atmosphere.
Yeah, from going from the previous 2 seasons, from winning the league, staying in the Premier League, the whole town was buzzing. Great support. Rangers and Celtic, Hearts coming here, 12,000 crowds. It was absolutely fantastic. And then Jim moving on, and Ian coming in, and the fans were not with Ian, and it wasn't nice at some games.
Did it make it more difficult for you as a player?
Not for us. It was a strange thing because Ian obviously started to bring his own players in, so there was a wee bit. The changing room was starting to break up a wee bit, if I'm honest, and there was sort of the Leishman boys and Ian's new players he was bringing in.
So that made it.
Yeah, not a split, because at the end of the day you've got to go out in the park and do the job. And again, I think we finished mid-table that season as well. I think the point was that the supporters thought it was still mostly Jim's team. And the following season, most of us moved on.
Yeah, I was going to say, after that, you were in a player swap with Westy. Westy went with to Falkirk as well, and Derek McWilliams came here.
Yeah. Ian had sort of signed with Falkirk on the Thursday night, and Ian Monroe had done the deal for Derek to come here, and I was sort of holding the deal up a wee bit because probably didn't really want to go. But I spoke to Ian on the Friday morning at training, and Phil Bonneman, and then I went through to Falkirk, and it wasn't until the Friday night that I eventually signed a deal with Falkirk and moved on.
And that was with Jim Jeffries?
With Jim and Billy Brown, yeah.
So what was that experience like?
Good, Jim was great. I was very lucky. Jim took me to Hearts. I was obviously a Hearts supporter as a kid, so Jim took me to Hearts later on, so Jim's been really good, and obviously came here as manager as well.
Yeah, I think at that time the fans were maybe not too happy to see you and Ian going at that time.
It wasn't just myself. I think, you know, Ramey Farningham, Davy Irons. I think, you know, I can understand why Ian Munro did it. He wanted to bring his own team in, his own players, and play his own style of football. But if I look back, and I think he tried to move 6 or 7 too many. He maybe should have done it 2 or 3 at a time. And I think if you spoke to Ian Munro now, he would probably agree with that. He brought so-called better players in, but it
didn't work.
It didn't work. No, I think they lost. You know, the changing room certainly wasn't the same. And as I say, maybe Ian's man management skills maybe weren't the best.
And some people have that, and some people don't.
Yeah, very much so. And that's why I think, you know, going back to Jim and Ian, the partnership probably was good at that time. But I can understand Ian, because he was taking a lot of the coaching, maybe wanted a wee bit more responsibility, and the board probably thought, you know, it'd be great for Jim to go upstairs, as 20 years later he has done.
Yeah. And then you came back.
Yes.
In 1993, and it was Jockey Scott that re-signed you. So were you keen to come back? Was Falkirk so bad?
I'll say yes, because I know the supporters will be watching. No, Falkirk was great, but at that time Falkirk were struggling for a wee bit of cash. They were needing money in, and myself and Kevin McAllister moved to Hibs. I came here for a nominal fee probably, but I think it helped Falkirk keep the wolves away from the door at that time. And I was delighted to come back, because as I say, I had a great spell here, and I was pleased to come back.
Because that season that you came back, because you came back, what would be 92, 93, January 93, and we lost out on promotion back to Premier League to the Rovers.
Yeah.
But only by 1 point, I think. So the next season when you came in, it was, you know, they were probably looking at that time that would be Bert Payton then, 93, 94. So you actually didn't play under Jockey Scott for very long.
No. Jockey actually blamed me for not getting promoted, because I got suspended.
Oh right.
I got suspended, and I think we got beat from Cowdenbeath out there, the second or third game. So he put a bit of blame on me, because I was suspended and couldn't play in that game.
Right.
So, but again, Jockey was a fantastic coach, a really, really good coach. But he was there with Gordon Wallace as assistant. Gordon again was a good coach. Gordon was my boss at Rovers when I was first there, going way back. So they were 2 good coaches, but again, I don't think really the supporters really took to them. Jockey could be very dour at times.
Yeah, I think looking at it from a fan's point of view, Jockey Scott was certainly that. He was dour, but he is really, I believe, supposed to be really quite funny.
He is. He's maybe sort of the Jim McLean type. You know, he worked with Jim as well, so he was maybe the old school type. And Gordon was possibly the same, so maybe the blend wasn't right. And again, I think the Jim scenario was still hanging over the football club, you know, through the supporters. Yeah. And you know, I think there was probably a lot of talk for trying to get Jim back in as well.
So Bert Payne came in with Dick Campbell, and again you were playing in midfield again, and new partnership again. Craig Robertson came back. Hamish was around.
French,
So different players again.
Yeah, I think that time, you know, the way Bert is, and certainly Dick Campbell, the club was going back to how it was in Jim's era, and there was a real bubble. But you know, when Dick's about the places, there's always something happened. There's always we carry on, and it was a great changing room again. And again, we did well that year.
Because I think the ethos of Bert and Dick was that, you know, everybody had to enjoy coming to their work. The same as you say, what that happened with Jim.
Getting the changing room right. You know, as I say, we're not being disrespectful to, as I said, Jockey and I were all good coaches, even though a good coach. But I think the supporters had lost the feeling with the football club, and I think Dick and Bert certainly gelled that together again. Under Bert, the club started off slowly.
at the beginning of the season, and then they kind of gathered the momentum. And you played in the game at Broomfield at Airdrie, the last game at Broomfield, which would have been ideal if we had won that day, but we didn't.
All went horribly wrong, and we probably just got Airdrie at the wrong time, because it was our very last game at that stadium. They were parachuting the ball in, the game was late in kicking off, there was massive Airdrie support there, and things just went against us that day. You know, if it was a 1-0 we got beat, and was it an own goal?
No, it was definitely 1-0 we got beat.
I was going to say Neely Cooper own goal. If it wasn't his own goal, it's his fault. I'll blame him. So it was really disappointing. It was a disappointment.
Because we lost out by 1 point that season to Falkirk. And then the next season, when it changed to be 3 points for a win. And again, we lost out that season, and this time it was to the Rovers by 1 point, so it was getting a bit of a habit.
Yes, bad habit. Very much.
Is there any particular game that stands out for you in the games that you played for us?
I have to go back to the Meadowbank. You know, when we beat Meadowbank, that was just the build up. We knew for the 2 weeks previous when we'd drawn the games, and there was massive pressure on us going in. I think we went away for a couple of days. We came here on the Saturday before the game. The whole place was buzzing as we came in, and just to go up that day was just a fantastic day. One of those days you'll always remember.
Yeah. Did it happen to you again? No.
Here? No, obviously we won the league at. I went down to Ayr United. Later, I won the league there when I was assistant manager at the wee team. We obviously won the league, and we won the Ramsden Cup there as well. So again, any time you win a trophy, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Really, as you know, Dunfermline over the last couple of years winning the championship again and getting back into the championship. So it's always great times.
Season 94-95, we were the team that played in the playoff against Aberdeen.
Aberdeen, yeah.
That was a bit of a disaster as well.
I think the first game we got beat 3-1 up there. Am I right in saying that? Yeah. We at 0-0 with a Stonewall penalty. I always remember that game with a Stonewall penalty at 0-0, and that sort of swung the game a wee bit. And we were by far the better team on that day, and it was disappointing. So we obviously came back here, still in with a shout, and I think we lost a wee early goal. And then I was lucky enough to score a half decent goal that day. Yeah.
That was your last goal for us. Was
it?
Yeah.
That was a good one then.
Yeah, it was. It was your last goal was in the playoff against Aberdeen. So, and then the following season, you left.
Yes. Yeah.
So, and that came about as a bit of a surprise as well.
Yeah, it was completely out of the blue.
Because we were actually doing okay that season, although that season when we obviously ended up winning the league, but there was a lot of changes to the team. When you look back, players came and went, and players got injured, and there was another player came in, but it was still a surprise when you went.
Yeah, it was completely out of the blue. Obviously I played with Jim Jeffries at Falkirk, and Jim had obviously moved on to Hearts, and we kept in contact now and again, Jim and Billy and myself, and Hearts were sitting bottom of the league at that time, and Jim phoned me up and asked if I would like to come to Hearts, and obviously I've been a Hearts supporter all my life. I think coming on 34 at that time, so I knew it would be very, very short term, and the Hearts offered Colin Miller to come to Dunfermline, and it was just a move I couldn't turn down. To play for the team you supported as a boy, it was great to do that. It was always going to be short term because, as I say, I was 34-year-old, but I had to take the chance when it came along. I think Dunfermline are still due me a medal for that season actually, because I think I played in 12 games, so you can maybe check that out for me.
I think you'll always be remembered as a very competitive midfielder, and one that's I don't know, some people have said that we need a midfielder like you now.
Yeah, I think Bert actually said to me, because when Bert first came in, Bert didn't really fancy me as a player, because Bert was very much for technical players, wee Billy Davis. He loved wee football players, and as I say, I sort of dropped out of the team for a couple of weeks with Bert, then he brought me back in. When I moved on, he said it took him a year and a half to replace me, so I'll take that as a compliment from Bert. That's the only one I ever got. But no, they were left in good hands at that time, because obviously Bert and Dick and getting promoted that season was fantastic.
Yeah, no, obviously the other thing that happened that season, obviously with Nori as well, it was a bittersweet season.
Yeah, I think it was a fitting tribute that, you know, the big guy passed away, and Dunfermline went to win the league that year, because he was just a fantastic guy, you know, Mr. Dunfermline. Yeah. He was just a wonderful, wonderful guy.
What was he like in the dressing room then?
Oh, he would come. We would start training at 10 o'clock, and the door would just, the two doors at that time was just bang open at 5 to 10, and he would quickly put his training kit on, and he always had his own seat in the back of the minibus. Jump in there and go down. He was just a huge character and a fantastic captain. Didn't have to say much. Yeah. You know, his presence. He's just a great guy, and obviously with Big John there as well. He's best pal, so he was fantastic.
There must have been a few characters in the dressing room then.
Yeah, the sort of, Norrie was obviously a big character. Neil Cooper was just fantastic when he came in. Funny guy. And he was just great. But I think the bond that the players had, you know, I think we used to go out most Tuesday nights and have a couple of beers together. It was a real bond. I think at that time Rangers were winning sort of 9 in a row, and they said, you know, the same. They had a fantastic changing room. And as I said earlier, that's the best time in my football career, and it was down to really the guys in the changing room.
And you ended up playing in goal for us as well.
I've actually played in goals. Let me think now. Get this right. I went in goals against Bolton in a pre-season game. I went in goals against Dundee out there, and Jim Hamilton scored against me, beat us 1-0. And I went in goals at Easter Road, and after I think 5 minutes, Big Andy Rhodes came off that day, and I went in. I think we got beat 3-0 that day. So,
what made you go in goals?
Because nobody else would. I think I was probably pushed. The first time was probably Norrie probably pushed me or told me I was going in goals. Right. So it was just one of those things that stuck the gloves on and went in.
Had you played in goals before when you were younger?
Like any kids, when you're growing up, you had to take your turn in goals and dive about, but it was okay. Easter Road was horrendous, because obviously the Easter Road at that time, there was the slope, and we were shooting up the hill the first half, and I went in goals and we lost the goal in the first corner they scored off, and then I was trying to take by kicks and I just couldn't kick the ball any length of the park, and I just got this vision, and usually you could just throw the ball down and kick it 50 yards, but I was lucky if I could get it 20 yards out of the park. So,
and was there nobody there to help you?
No, everyone just turned their back on
me. What did you do after you went to Hearts then?
Yeah.
Where did you go after?
I went down to Ayr United after Hearts, and ended up with a fantastic team down at Ayr, and we won the old second division, I think, at that time. And with some great players. Henry Smith, the goalkeeper, was there, Willie Jimison, Robert Connor, who has been at Aberdeen. So it was a right good team, and we won the league far too easily, because we probably should have been a first division team at that time. So I went down there for a season, and as I say, won the championship there. Then I moved down to Berwick as player assistant manager. Down to Berwick for 8 years.
And then finally, when we saw you latterly, you were at the Rovers.
Yes.
On the
on the touchline.
On the touchline.
Yeah.
So how was that? That
was great. As I say, Raith are a fantastic. They're very much like Dunfermline, very much a family club, and they've had their ups and downs as well. Sort of dropping, getting relegated last year, but they are a great club. Very much, as I say, a real family club. They are the wee team. Get the supporters on my side. I say the same when I go to Kirkcaldy. So no, it was great out there. And obviously a couple of times in the dugout, Big Jim was Big Jim Jeffries was there as well, so they were good times.
Were you in the dugout for the Rovers when won the league? No.
Can't remember that. Even if I could, I'm not remembering that.
You're not doing that,
no, we that's when it was nip and tuck between Rovers and ourselves, going for the league, and I think we actually went 1-0 up that day, and Dunfermline by far the better team that day, and I think it was big Martin Hardy scored a couple. Certainly scored one from a free kick to win the game. But on the day, Dunfermline were the better team, without doubt.
So is that where you finished your football career, or what?
Yeah, I'm terrible with years. I think it was maybe 3 years ago. My partner laughing in the background. I think it was 3 years ago. I decided Wraith had sort of turned more full time. I was still working at the time, and with them being full time, I couldn't get into training much. So I just felt it was probably John McGlynn had moved on. I had a fantastic 6 years with John McGlynn at Wraith. John had moved on to Hearts at that time, and we brought Grant Murray in as manager, and Grant was great to work with. But as I say, I couldn't get into training as much as I wanted to. I didn't think it was fair on the players, so I decided to pack it in.
So you don't do any coaching or anything then?
No. I've had a break for 2.5, 3 years.
Do you miss it?
Not at first. Maybe starting to miss it a wee bit now, but you probably miss it when you come to days like this.
Yeah.
You miss it. You miss. The biggest thing when you pack in playing is the change room and working with the players. It's not as nice in the manager's office.
Yeah.
That's where all the pressure is.
Everybody says that because everybody says that every player will say, or people who have stopped playing will say, play as long as you want, as you like, and as long as you can, because once you stop, then it's totally different. Yeah,
your best days are your playing days by far. You know, as I say, nothing better than a Saturday at 3 o'clock playing out there. So, and then as I say, if you're lucky enough to move on to the coaching and the management side, that's when the pressure really kicks in.
Yeah, you get more grey hair.
Or lose your hair, yeah.
Oh dear, well, I can honestly say it's been lovely speaking to you, Paul, and it's nice to see you back here at East End Park.
Thanks very much, Christine.
Thank you.
Thank you.